The reason the right words won't come out isn't that you don't have them. It's that you're reaching for them at the wrong moment. The words are the last step, and almost everyone tries to make them the first. Think about how a script works. It hands you the sentence and says, use this. It starts at the end, and that's why it falls apart the second a real person reacts in the way that the script didn't predict. A manager I worked with had a team member who pushed back on nearly every decision. In meetings, in front of everyone, she folded her arms and picked holes in whatever he'd proposed. He'd tried the scripted approach, he'd read the books, and he'd walked in with his lines ready. Here's the decision, here's the reasoning, here's why it is the right call. He was calm, prepared, professional. And every time it made things worse. The more reasoned his case, the harder she pushed. By the end, he felt like he was arguing with a wall, and she felt like she was being managed at, not talked to. So we changed where he started, not with his sentence, with hers. The next time she pushed back, instead of defending his decision, he stopped and said, "Sounds like you've got real concerns about this. Tell me, what's the biggest one?" Her arms came down. She told him. Turned out, she wasn't against the decision at all. She'd seen this exact approach fail at her last job, and nobody had asked her about it. Once he heard that, the two of them fixed the plan together in about 5 minutes. The pushback he had been fighting for months was, underneath, useful information that he had never let out. So here's the method, and it's 3 steps in order. The words are only the third one. So step 1. And notice your own reaction first. When she folded her arms, his heart rate went up. Same as yours would, probably. If you skip this step, that reaction drives everything that you say next, and it usually comes out as defending or snapping. Just noticing it takes some of the power away. There's a full method for this in my program that participants learn, but for now, the move is simple. Feel it, name it to yourself before you act on it mindlessly. Step 2. Work out what the other person's feeling, not by guessing in your head and making up something. Often I see people look up there when I say what's happening there. Look, by using what's in front of you. What do you see? What do you hear? And then from those two, what are they feeling? You see the folded arms. You hear the sharp tone. So they're probably feeling unheard or frustrated, or that something they know is being ignored. And step 3, now the words come. And here's the thing. When you've done the first 2 steps, you don't need a script because the words are just a response to a real person in front of you. Sounds like you've got some concerns about this. Tell me the biggest one. Now that sentence isn't clever. It didn't come from a book. It came from actually noticing her. And that's why a script fails and this doesn't. A script skips the first 2 steps and hands you step 3 cold. But a sentence with no feeling behind it is just noise, and the other person can hear it, that it's so hollow. The same words, spoken after you have actually read the room, land completely differently, because now they are true. So the single most useful thing you can do in step 3 is name what the other person's feeling, out loud, simply, without judgment. Sounds like this has been frustrating for some time. Or you clearly care a lot about getting this right. Or that landed harder than I meant it to, didn't it? Now, these aren't fancy sentences. Any manager could say them. But most don't, because you're trained to jump to solve instead. Now, 3 quick things that this is not. First, it's not agreeing. You can say this clearly matters to you without agreeing that they're right. It's not fixing. You're not solving anything yet. You're just showing them that you see them. And thirdly, it's not backing down. Your decision hasn't moved. You've just reached the feeling that was driving their resistance. Now, feelings aren't facts. They don't need to be obeyed. They don't need fixing. But they do need acknowledging, because until they are, they keep running the conversation from underneath the table. Name the feeling, and it settles, and the real conversation can finally start. So that's how I think about solving these problems, not by handing you a better script, but by showing you the 2 steps that have to come before any words at all. So the words that come out are yours and true, and they land. So next week, I'm going to get a bit more specific. There are about 5 moments that catch nearly every manager out, and you'll be able to see which one is yours and the actual words for it. This week, just try one thing. Next time someone pushes back, before you say a word, ask yourself what they might be feeling. Then say that out loud before anything else. See what happens. I think it'll surprise you.